As far as removing photographic blemishes from your photography, there's a couple of different options that we have here inside Elements. What I've done here is I've opened up Retouch 2 again, and I'll show you a couple of quick options that we have available. I'm just going to zoom in on this image just a little bit, because the obvious blemish is the spray paint here on the side of the tree that actually marks the trail in the forest, but I want to get rid of that spray paint inside my image. I want to make it look a little bit more natural. So I'm going to go and grab this fella here out of the toolbox, the Clone Stamp tool, and this guy literally allows us to copy and paste part of an image onto another area of the same photo. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go up to the options bar here, and I'm going to crank up my brush size quite a bit, maybe up into the 50s or 60s, somewhere in there, even larger, maybe up into maybe the low 70s I think would be just fine. Now how this works is we have to sample an area that we want to use to clone or copy over top of a particular area. I'll show you what I mean. I'm going to move my mouse over here somewhere. I'll hold down the Option key, and my cursor changes to a target. Well, I'm going to single click with this guy, and that sets what's called the clone source. So now I can bring my cursor over top of the blemish, and I can start clicking and dragging. Now, notice what's happening, not only to the blemish, but have a look over where I had clicked originally, and you'll see a cross there, or a crosshair. That's telling me where I'm sampling from. So I'm literally copying this area over top of the spray paint, something like that, right? Which is extremely awesome. And if I zoom out, and hey, it looks like the spray paint wasn't even there. How do you like that? Pretty awesome stuff. Now, as I say, there's a couple of different tools that we can use here in Photoshop. I'm going to go and revert back to the last time I saved my image. So I'll head up to the Edit menu and then down to Revert to back out of what I just did here, because I want to show you this guy here as well. This guy's called the Spot Healing Brush tool. Go ahead and grab him, and he's even easier to work with than the Clone Stamp tool. I'm going to bring my cursor over top of the same blemish here, and go ahead and crank up your brush size if you need to, maybe up into the 80s or 90s, somewhere in there. And check this out. All I'm going to do is click and drag over top of that spray paint just like this, and bang, gone. Just like that. Do you want to see that again? I'm going to undo here, Command Z, and I'll do that one more time. All I'm going to do is paint over top of that, spray paint there, and bang, it's gone, just like that. So Photoshop's doing all the work here. And this tool here that I'm using, this Spot Healing Brush, is really amazing. I could get rid of all of the roots here on the trail if I wanted to. Maybe I'll decrease my brush size just by using my open square bracket key, and I'll just paint over top of each of them, just like this, right? And as you can see, there's really not a whole lot of work on my part, which is great. I'm getting Photoshop to do all the work here. So anyway, there's lots more to explore inside Elements in terms of removing blemishes, and there's a heck of a lot more to explore in terms of all of the other commands and options, but have lots of fun removing your blemishes and have lots of fun messing around inside Elements, enhancing your photographs.